Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Teague in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's great to talk with you all. We're going to discuss the 2023 GR Corolla and how you get one. That's been coming up a lot in the comment section of my social media and also many emails. People want to know, how do I get on a waiting list? What do I do once I get on a waiting list? How can I get the core or the circuit? And this is my friend. If the GR Corolla is a hot hatch, we'll call this a really cool warm hatch. This is the 2022 Corolla Hatchback SE, but it's as close as I could get. Gives us a little thing to talk about as we talk about the GR Corolla. So here's the deal. Corolla, GR Corolla, Corolla Hatchback, it's a growing family, right? But what we're excited about is the 2023 GR Corolla. I mean, talk about it. A hot hatch. This thing comprehensively has blown away the specs in the class. That is exciting stuff, especially since they're entering it with a 1.6 liter, 3-cylinder turbo engine, 300 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque, all-wheel drive, all-wheel drive with the GR4. You can customize your all-wheel drive power settings from front to back. You can distribute power 60-40, 50-50, or 30-70. And then, of course, it's only available in manual transmission. So a lot of people out there are going to have to learn to drive a stick or get back on the horse and learn to redrive a stick shift. Won't be hard, especially when we have a GR Corolla to play around with. So how do you get one? Let's talk about numbers and how many GR Corollas are expected to be manufactured in the United States for the 2023 model year. I mean, really, it's going to boil down to numbers. I hate to simplify things, reduce them to its lowest common denominator, but guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, this is what it's all about. Toyota is expected to produce about 6,600 total vehicles. Now that could change. Sometimes it's a fluid timeline and volume line. 6,600. Expect about 5,100 of the base or entry-level core trim level and about 1,500 of the very unique, one-of-a-kind circuit editions. So remember GR Supra, when Supra first came out in 2020 model year? Well, there were only a select few, if we're talking about over the whole United States, of that launch edition. People scooped them up quick. You're gonna have to do the same thing with the circuit edition. And I know your question is, how do I get one? I wanna be on a waiting list. How do I get on a waiting list? What do I do once I'm on the waiting list? Here we go. We have about 1,250 Toyota dealerships all over the United States. Think about that one. There are 1,500 circuit editions being manufactured for 2023 model year. That's a little bit over one per dealership. Toyota will, I anticipate, allocate one to every dealership, regardless of if you're in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Boston, Massachusetts, San Francisco, Raleigh, where I'm at. Every dealership should get one. That's the way it usually rolls out. Roll it out. That's usually the way it rolls out when you come out with a prestigious or a unique or a select smaller volume vehicle. So here's what you do. If you want that circuit edition, I would make sure that you're the very first person on one dealership's list. I mean, do the math. You want to be the first. So start calling dealerships around in your local area, and I would see who has a waiting list set up, who knows about the GR Corolla and can talk intelligently about it, somebody you trust, somebody who has an easy setup process. And dealers, they don't all know about the GR Corolla and the specifics, and especially they won't know pricing. They won't know the specific build quite yet, but get on that list. Talk with them about it, communicate with them, work as a team to make sure you're the very first person on their list. If you're number two, you will take a chance. There will be dealers that get two. I guess technically there could be dealers that get three, maybe four. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know if any of us who are not in the Toyota manufacturing, marketing, communications inner circle, they've got that all laid out. We don't know that, so we're hypothesizing here, we're speculating. Be the first person on the list. So you might have to get on a couple lists. I don't know if dealers will make you, or I hate to say make you because it's part of the process. I don't know if they'll have you put down a deposit, 500, 1,000, whatever it will be. That's pretty standard process for a hard to get vehicle these days. So they might have you do that. Don't be freaked out, because that is part of the process and it makes sense. Just make sure you understand the terms of what that deposit means and know exactly how the dealership works with these type of deals, because you just want to be on the same page as them. That's not too hard to ask. So many dealerships are fantastic to work with. There are some, again, if you're naive to the process and they just haven't studied it that much, it might seem a little unfamiliar. So pick and choose the right dealership. You want to be a team, a symbiotic team, mutually beneficial. I hope that helps for Circuit. What about the Core? The Core could be completely different, and it could also be completely the same. 1,250 dealerships, they're all vying for those GR Corollas, because believe me, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of interest from people. 5,100 Core trim levels. 5,100, 1,250. If I do the math, ching, 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 Howard Stern math here, that's 5,000. So maybe a little bit more than 4 on average per dealership. Some might get 1, some might get 10. Geographic regions could get more or less, or states. Don't know. Toyota knows, but we don't quite know that yet. So you want to be one of the first people on the list to get a Core. So get on those dealership lists. Same process as the Circuit Edition, but just get on a list and be early in the process. You don't want to be number 12 on a dealership's list. I don't think you do, at least. I don't know if a dealership will get 12, because that means many, many, many dealerships get just 1 or something like that. So I don't know how they're going to allocate it, roll it out. It could be based on previous sales. It could be based on volume, the ability to take deposits and have pre-solds already allocated and set up. So again, be early on in the process. So get to calling dealerships, get to emailing them, get to going into the dealerships. There are so many good dealerships to work with here. The other thing is, what are we going to do about the colors and the options and the specs and things like that? Well, that's a good question. There'll be 3 different option packages that you can get with the Core, so you can kind of pimp it out, jazz it up, make it closer to what a Circuit Edition could be, that type of a thing. So think about that. Here's what you also want to think about is color choices. Do you want, both of them are going to have supersonic red, both of them are going to have white. Then the Core is going to have the black color. So Core, black, white, supersonic red. Circuit Edition, white, supersonic red, and then heavy metal. So just decide which one you want. I would say it's better to give a dealership 3 different color choices. It opens up the possibilities. If they get in a heavy metal one and you said, no, I only want a white one, you might still be waiting. I don't know how that's going to work, but if you have flexibility, I'm not saying you have to sell out to the man or something like that, but it's the man holding me back. They want me to keep that heavy metal color, which is pretty sweet. But what I'm saying is, if you tell a dealership, I would like the Circuit Edition, I'll take white, supersonic red, or heavy metal. Heavy metal is my first choice, white is my second choice, supersonic red is my third choice, but I'll take any of them. Well, that could open up the possibilities that you'll get their first one or their second one. So think about those. Tell me if that's something that you'd be willing to be flexible about. And write in the comment section, please, what color you would pick with what trim level and what option packages. And we'll see if we can kind of build them here right on my page. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate you all being here. Leave a comment again and let me know what your ideal GR Corolla build or wish list item could be. Do you want a Core with the cold weather package and you wanted it in supersonic red? Something like that. Just let me know what your ideal build is. Thanks everybody so much. Please hit subscribe if you're new. Thanks for being here. And then also, I'm on TikTok and Instagram at Toyota Jeff Reviews. Thanks everybody. Peace to the world. I think if I say it, it'll happen. Peace.